Are you thinking about moving to Summerville, South Carolina? Maybe you've seen those charming photos of downtown, or you've heard people call it a small town close to the beach. I get calls almost every day from people from out of state dreaming about Summerville. And don't get me wrong, it has a lot to love. But if you're making a move here, there are a few things that you need to know that don't always show up in a Google search. This isn't a bash Summerville video, but it is a real one, because if you're going to move across the country, you deserve to know what you're walking into. First up, Summerville is not a small town. That cute little downtown that you see on Instagram, yes, it is absolutely charming, very walkable, great food, great vibes, and it feels like a small town. Until you leave that little strip and you realize that Summerville actually stretches across 2 counties and multiple zip codes. From Cane Bay on the northern side to Summers Corner on the southern side, it can take you up to 45 minutes just to drive across Summerville. So no, you are not going to run into your neighbor at the grocery store every day unless they live in your same community. And even then, they still might be 10 minutes away. The second big surprise is Summerville is not close to the beach. People hear Charleston area and they assume that they're going to be dipping their toes in the sand every weekend. But depending on where you live and which beach you want to go to, you could be looking at 45 minutes to an hour. And that is without summer beach traffic. So if daily ocean views are a part of your dream, you might want to look closer to the coast or just be okay with beach days being a little bit of a field trip. Now, here's another one that people don't expect. Summerville still has some pretty rural pockets. Not everything is sidewalks, Starbucks, and HOA managed everything. While development is absolutely exploding, there are still spots where you'll find dirt roads, homes on land, and yes, some areas where you won't get high-speed internet as easily as you'd like. So if you're buying new construction, it's all polished and pristine. But if you're buying resale or if you're exploring the outskirts, you need to know that not every part of Summerville is move-in ready suburban bliss. And okay, let's talk about traffic. I had a client move here from New York City and laughed when I mentioned traffic. He literally chuckled and said, "Come on, I'm from New York. What traffic?" A few days later, he got stuck during afternoon rush hour near one of the I-26 interchanges, and he called me just to say, "Okay, now I get it." No, it's not the stop and go on the interstate for 3 hours, but it's a different kind of frustrating, especially near master plan communities where everyone is trying to get to the same Target or Chick-fil-A or hop on the same 2-lane road. If you're driving through Nexton on Nexton Parkway during peak times, you might want to bring a snack. That road is mostly 2 lanes, and if someone is turning left and there's not a turn lane, you're going to be stuck. And Cane Bay Boulevard, don't even get me started on all of those roundabouts. It's like a game of chance trying to get in and out during busy hours. My name is Deneen. I'm a realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding Low Country. As the Southern Living Yankee, I love helping people just like you buy and sell homes in the Charleston area. I specialize in helping people relocate to Charleston from out of state because I've been there and I've done it myself. I understand how exciting but still overwhelming a big move can be, but that's why I'm here to help you every step of the way. If you're ready to make a move, reach out today. You can send me a text, shoot me an email, or even just pick up the phone and call. Now, let's talk about schools because this one hits hard for a lot of families. Cane Bay has some of the most requested schools in the area. But several years ago, they got so overcrowded that they had to move to a lottery system for new enrollments. So people move here thinking, I'm buying a home in Cane Bay, so obviously my kids are going to go to school here. Not necessarily. You could end up with kids in 2 different schools, and neither might be in the Cane Bay system. Plus, they're building 2 more schools right now because of how fast the area is growing. It's not just about finding a house in a good district anymore, it's about navigating a system that is doing its best to keep up with all of the population boom. But here's the thing, despite all of this, people love it here. Summerville is one of the most active, connected communities that I've ever seen. There's always something going on there, whether it's Flowertown Festival, the Christmas Parade, the Sweet Tea Festival, or the Farmers Market. We even have the Sweet Tea Half Marathon, which was actually my first and currently my last half marathon. But don't worry, they also have a 10K and a 5K if that's more your speed or distance. And the biggest YMCA on the East Coast, it is right here in Summerville, inside of Cane Bay. If this video was helpful, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Okay, now let's break down some of the communities, because if you pick the right one, you're going to feel right at home. Cane Bay is enormous and still growing, with tons of subsections in it. You have everything from townhomes for first-time homebuyers to some of the larger single-family homes and 3 different 55 and over communities, all at different stages of construction. And unlike most places, some communities here are built around lakes that are designed for recreation, not just water retention ponds. It's where the YMCA is, and it's got Roper Hospital right outside the entrance. It's brand new and already expanding to keep up with all of the growth. Nexton is closer to downtown Summerville and more expensive because of that, but it's also incredibly walkable and full of retail, restaurants, and still under development. Builders are still active here, and they have the 55 and over Del Webb Nexton community, which is expanding their amenities to include even more pickleball courts and an indoor multi-sport court. It's modern, it's well planned, and it's buzzing. Karns Crossroads is a personal favorite of mine. It's super convenient and kind of tucked between Nexton and Cane Bay, so you're close to everything, but it doesn't take you 10 to 15 minutes just to get out of the neighborhood. The amenity center just opened, and it's the kind of thing that you need to see to believe. It's got that polished master plan feel, but it still feels manageable. Lennar is about to start construction on their 55 and over Horizons community here too. So if you're looking for new construction in that age bracket, it's worth a look. All of these, Cane Bay, Karns, and Nexton, are on the northern side of Summerville. So if you head south, you're gonna hit Summers Corner and the Ponds. Summers Corner is newer and it's further out from downtown, but it is growing fast. There are multiple neighborhoods that make up the area, and they have their own Horizons 55 and over section that has been around for a few years. The amenity center there is still under construction, and it should open in early 2026. But they do have a new cafe open, and they have big plans for more. The Village Center is going to be the heart of the community, with gardens, food trucks, live music, outdoor markets, classes, and a grocery store on the way. Publix is supposed to start construction down there soon, so even though it is a little bit further out, it won't feel isolated for very much longer. All right, so now let's talk about the Ponds. I think this could truly be one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in all of the Lowcountry. Even just driving into it feels different than the other communities, thanks to the grand oaks that line the streets. You can't help but be amazed by them. Now, the Ponds is going to have a little bit of smaller lots than some of the other communities, but what you sacrifice on your own lot, the Ponds community areas more than make up for. There's an amphitheater for resident and community events, a beautiful refurbished farmhouse that can be used as an event space, as well as a community pool and garden. You have several playgrounds, a launch for boats and kayaks, and miles of walking trails. Plus, you have more than one open space. They also have Crestwind at the Ponds, which is yet another 55 and over community that's in its final phase of construction. Coulter Homes is also going to be starting a brand new phase of all ages homes in the summer of 2026 in the Ponds. So there's really a lot to love down there. Now, day-to-day life in Summerville. Summers are hot and humid. Mosquitoes love it here. You're going to need bug spray or a screened-in porch, or both. Flood zones do exist, so you need to check the maps before you buy, because flood insurance can be expensive. HOA fees vary wildly when some neighborhoods have CDD fees or additional assessments, and you're going to find those especially in the newer developments. Gas prices plus a 45-minute beach trip every weekend, it adds up. So you need to factor that into your budget, not just what the mortgage says, but what it really costs to live here. But when people call me after 6 months or a year, I hear the same thing over and over. They'll say, yeah, it's a little more spread out than we thought, or the school thing threw us off at first. But then they follow it up with, we have made some of our best friends here, or we're more active and involved than we ever have been before. It's not perfect, but it's a community. People show up for each other, and it's a place where you can really build a life. So if Summerville isn't quite what I expected, what is the best fit for me? Then you're going to want to watch this video. It's a full breakdown of Summerville versus Moncks Corner versus Goose Creek. I talk about lifestyle, commute, cost, schools, and who each place is best for. My name is Deneen. I'm a realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding Low Country. As the Southern Living Yankee, I love helping people just like you buy and sell homes in the Charleston area. I specialize in helping people relocate to Charleston from out of state because I've been there and I've done it myself. I understand how exciting but still overwhelming a big move can be, but that's why I'm here, to help you every step of the way. If you're ready to make a move, reach out today. You can send me a text, shoot me an email, or even pick up the phone and call. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all things Charleston and Low Country living. Thank you so much for joining me. So long for today.